So we are recording this right before Thanksgiving, and I've got to say a big thank you to one of the longtime sponsors of That's What G Said podcast, Cindy Carava, full service realtor. Cindy Carava, I've known Cindy now, over a decade, right?
Yeah.
Like pretty well now. So it's been a while. How are things going for you? Happy holidays to you and your family, and what's going on?
Oh, thank you, Gino. I am absolutely honored to be on your podcast today, and thank you so much. Yes, we've known each other for a very long time, back to the TVG days, that's for sure. Yeah, no, everything is great. Happy holidays to you guys too. Can't believe Thanksgiving is already tomorrow, which right around the corner is going to be Christmas. So, no, everything is really good. Business is great. Looking forward to my turkey dinner tomorrow.
Okay, so last time we talked was right, I think, at the end of 2020 to the beginning of 2021, when we were coming out of like a year and a half that we've never really seen in this world, like a pandemic. A lot of people, businesses, companies were shut down. A lot of people did not have the same type of income that they had in years past. People were losing jobs all over. People were sick and passing away. One of the most serious thing at the highest level. And so it was an impact and infected in every industry all the way down, because the whole world was sort of shut down. And when we were talking, things were sort of opening back up and starting, but it was not as if we just flipped the switch and everything got back to normal. It was one step back, one step forward, two steps back a couple of times all throughout this year. And as we get to the end of 2021, what has it been like in the industry for you? How have you kind of felt it in your business, and what have you seen throughout the year?
Well, great question. Definitely, like the last time we talked, I think it was right towards the end of last year, like you said, and into 2021. And, things were still, very limited for realtors. We were still not allowed to do, open houses. Everything was scheduled showings, where, you had to have an appointment. Everybody had to take the precautions. So it was that way all the way. Oh my gosh, we couldn't even do public open houses where I could just throw a for sale sign, open house sign in the front yard. We couldn't even do that till the end of May. So just a few months ago. Wow. So up until then, we were still doing scheduled showings every time. We had to have appointments. You had to limit, how many people were in a house. I mean, so it definitely, affected real estate in a big way. Besides also, as I said, in our last interview, was that, inventory is still really low. So, when I was getting a listing and I was putting a house on a market, we were still getting tons and tons of activity, tons of offers, everything was, kind of going crazy. And then March, April hit, and people really, I think, really wanted to change where they lived, because they maybe needed, an extra room to make at home office. Because a lot of people, like you were saying, needed to work from home, so we were seeing that. We were saying, people saying, hey, my family, needs a pool, and people were selling and then getting that house with a pool. So things started really changing in March and April, and it just kind of went crazy, and we were still low on inventory, but it was driving up the prices, and interest rates were still really good. They were below 3%. So we were just seeing just craziness in the market. Like I said, a lot of offers, everything was going over asking. It was just really crazy there for a long time, like I said. And then around the end of May, things started opening back up. Obviously, COVID cases dropped, everything kind of started open back up a little bit better. So we were allowed to, have, more normalcy in the real estate market. Not so much inventory, or interest rates were still really good, but as far as what we could do as a real estate agent, and what we could do with our clients and stuff like that was a little bit easier, a little bit more open. At that same time in March, I switched gears completely, and I am in a new office. Yeah. I am at Remax Resources in Claremont. I still live in Glendora, and I still serve all of the same areas, all of LA County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County. I've actually been doing a lot more up in the high desert lately and down off the 15. So, my service areas are still the same. I just moved companies. And it's been great. Oh my gosh, it's just been insane. So it's been really, really good. Yeah,
I gotta
really
imagine
happy about that.
what you were sort of getting at too, and just thinking about it from a like we there's a lot of things nowadays that we purchase online, right? We don't necessarily go to the store, or we don't go to buy it in person anymore. But if you think about the one of the things that you really want to look at, walk around, get to see, it's
Yeah.
your home, right? You
Yeah.
want to be able to really understand that that's the place you're going to every day. Like that's where you go home to. So it's, and for someone like you who probably with every unique home that you have, there are so many features that make that home individual, right? So many
Right.
things that you want to highlight that you may not be able to do through the type of showings that you were kind of forced into there. That
Right.
had to put you in all the realtors in that position kind of in a tough spot too, because you don't really get to show like the life of each home that you get
Right.
to when you take someone into that, to, you know.
Right. No, we could only do 15-minute increments. So like when we were doing the scheduled showings, like I was talking about, it was like, one group came in and it was, that buyer with their agent, and that was it. And they had 15 minutes, and then they had to go out, and then we had to wipe down surfaces, make sure, doorknobs were cleaned, handles were cleaned, all that, countertops were cleaned before the next group of people came in, and so it definitely, so these poor potential buyers that were trying to buy homes and look at a home, like you're saying, Gino, they had to do a quick, okay, yeah, I like the house. Yeah, I love the kitchen. I love the backyard, and make an offer. They didn't, and then when they came back, once their offer was accepted, and then they could take that time to really go through while they were doing their inspection and take that hour to 2 hours to really look at the house to make sure they wanted to move forward, with that purchase. So yeah, it was a little crazy. We got through it, and things are, like I said, better now for sure. So but definitely it was a change for a while.
And you were starting to talk a little bit about the market. So what do we see right now from the market heading into 2022? What does it look like? Buyers for sellers? What have you seen with some of the activity and stuff as of late?
Well, again, during the summer, we always see like a craziness. The summer, everybody wants to get into their new house before school starts in August. So we just saw a huge increase in buyer demand. And again, we hardly have anything on the market. There is very, very low inventory. So these sellers, it is a great time to sell, and it still is a great time to sell because there are more buyers out there than there are actually homes for sale. So during the summer was really, really crazy, and it was just nuts. And everything, like I said, was going over asking, multiple offers. All of my listings that I've had over the last 7 to 8 months have had anywhere between 20 and 30 offers. It's just nuts out there. So it was really crazy. September hit, things started to quiet down a little bit because everybody was like, where they were supposed to be. School had started, things were calm. Again, but we still don't have inventory. Here we are in November. We are still very low on inventory. I'm still trying to get buyers into homes, and there's still not a lot to choose from. And especially when you start narrowing it down between a particular price range, and you've only got 5 houses to look at, and they're gone. If they're in a great location and they're priced well and they're in good condition, they are gone very, very quickly. Most days on market right now are still at about a week, if that.
Wow.
It's still nuts. So all you sellers out there that are thinking, I want to sell, still, this is the time to be selling right now. I mean, I can definitely tell you that Jack and I have definitely thought about it too, because it is really, really crazy out there. Interest rates, were pretty good during the summer. They were under 3. Right now, I just talked to one of my lenders this morning to kind of see where we are. Interest rates are at 3.0% right now with no points. Don't be fooled, you guys, when you see advertisements for, interest rates that are below 3. They're 2.85 or 2.75. Well, look at the fine print, because usually there are points involved to get that low rate. And a point, if anybody doesn't know, is 1% of the purchase price. So if your purchase is, say, $600,000, you've got to pay that lender $6,000 to get that rate. It's a one-time shot, but you still got to pay that you never get back.
Not the actual
So
percentage. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like I said, if you're buying something more than that, it's, obviously the price goes up
Yep.
on top of your closing costs, so don't be deceived, that, like I said, so right now we're seeing rates around 3.0, 3.3, depending on your FICO scores, how much you're putting down. What they're forecasting for the first quarter is we are going to just like everybody's hearing, that interest rates are going to continue to go up. The economy is good, so it's going to start going up, and they think, obviously nobody has a crystal ball, but what the experts are forecasting is that rates are going to be probably around 3.3, 3.5 by the end of the first quarter of next year. And by this time next year, it could be up to 3.7 or higher. So if you guys are thinking about buying, I would say do so now rather than later, because it definitely will affect your buying power and what your payment's going to look like for sure.
Yeah, you want to get on that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And with Cindy here, you can help as a full service realtor with really everything. I mean, buying, with selling, with home improvement even, because maybe some folks are not quite interested in buying or selling, but maybe they just want to improve their home. That's where you can connect them with all sorts of people that you've worked with, that you've used and you've had experience with in your home. Gardeners, landscapers, painters, all those types. How about the lenders too for loans? If people need help with a loan. So that's what's great. If you're someone that's watching this or you're listening on the podcast and you're not sure if you want to necessarily go all in for a brand new home, but you just want to improve, or you want to maybe see where you stack up, you can do like a market analysis for them.
It's free. It's free. No obligation. I'm happy to do it for anybody. Not a problem. I think most people will be very surprised how much their house is worth right now.
Yeah. And so with hearing some of the things that Cindy just mentioned in the start of our conversation, if you're wondering, you might be, hey, you know what? I think we're in a good spot. We're in a good location. Things are going well. That house down the street just sold for pretty well. Let's see where we might stack up. That's something that you may want to reach out and ask Cindy about, because those are all the kind of things that, you try to do something like that on your own. You have you never done it before. You start worrying, and all of a sudden you didn't check one of the boxes. That's what's nice when you let you take care of all that stuff for you, and you will make life a lot easier for everyone.
Yep. Especially when it comes to all the paperwork and escrow and transferring title and everything. You want to have somebody on your side that really, knows what they're doing and will help you through that, because it can be a little scary process for sure.
So you told us a bit about the move that you made. Now you've been with the new company Remax for a little while, and it's always many of us have done it. You work somewhere for a while, you come in, you love the place, you love the people, but it's a new opportunity and it's something that you feel like you have to do. It's always scary to do, to make a change.
Yes, I definitely, for 3 months, I think it was about 2.5 to 3 months, I really, really thought about, making that big change. And we get in our little comfort zones of what we like, and, change is hard, change is scary, and is the grass really greener on the other side, and I can honestly say that it is here, and I'm very happy. I have an amazing support staff here, and it's just been absolutely incredible. So, mad at myself that I didn't do it sooner.
Well, we're very glad to hear that things are working out well, and I'm going to pull up the site now, and we can show everyone cindycarava.com, which is a look at the website here. So this is basically like home base, command center, for all of your information, everything you need here. So on this website, you will have your contact information. You can take a look at, updates, buying, selling, everything you need. And right off the bat, if you're looking for a property or you want to enter in, you can just search right here and pull up a lot of the properties that you have. So this is the easiest place for anyone who wants to get in touch with you, who wants to look around. They can find reviews about you on Yelp and Zillow, also all over the place. Tell us a little bit about the site that you have built now.
Yes, exactly. In fact, if you click on the properties, Gino, it might be able to come up with a property that I have listed right now. I actually have 5 acres. So I also do land, and I've got vacant land right now out in, there's my recent sales. I also have vacant land in Lake Matthews right now. It's 5 acres. I'd say about 3/4 of it is very buildable, and it's listed at 225,000. So I do, like I said, do 2 homes, and I also do land as well. So it's been great. Definitely. And then you also, besides my website, you can find me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. You can check me out. I have a Google My Business page now, so I've got a lot of my reviews on there now too. So if you Google my name, Cindy Carava, you'll be able to pull up a lot of information about me and reviews and everything, and some of the listings that I've had over the last few years as well too. So a couple things I wanted to mention that I have coming up. I do a Black Friday sale, so which is really good. How people go, how in the world can you do a Black Friday sale in real estate? Well, I did this last year and actually had a great response with it. Was that if you list your home with me for sale, if you purchase a home with me, or you refinance with me through one of my 2 preferred lenders that I use, I will compensate you up to about $1,500 for services. So that could be an appraisal, that could be an inspection, that can be a home warranty, it can be a multitude of things. But and you have until December 31st of 2021 to do that. So that's kind of really fun and exciting. So
on top of the fact that it's a perfect time right now in the market,
yes,
you get a little bit of a bonus too. If you were, if you're, there might be some extra fees or anything. Well, you're going to get those taken care of with this sale. And Cindy is encouraging you right now with the way things are moving. You might as well take an opportunity right now where people are looking for your homes. If you want to sell and they're desperately flying off the shelves, or if you're looking and you just want to save a few bucks, hey, you know what? We might buy a house in 6 months. If you do it right now, it could be a lot better for you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really fun. So make sure you check out my Facebook and my Instagram page on Friday morning, because that's when the Black Friday sale is going to go.
Right.
And then another thing that I have coming up too, which is I did last year too, which was a lot of fun, is I did the 12 days of Christmas. So starting on Sunday, December 12th of this year, so just in a few weeks, I will start my 12 days of Christmas. And what I do is I give away a gift card to a favorite restaurant for a favorite service, place. So with me living in Glendora and working in Claremont, half of them are going to be businesses or restaurants in Glendora, and the other half are going to be in Claremont and some of the places I've discovered now in here. So it was great last year to have that and to give away, and just part of me giving back to my clients and my friends and my followers on social media to say thank you for supporting me for all these years. So I really do appreciate that. So make sure you, like I said, you go on December 12th and look at my my 12 days of Christmas.
Double thanks for Thanksgiving. Right afterwards, you get the Black Friday sale where you can get money discounted off of your services just for reaching out to Cindy, just for having her, for listing with her. She will give you a discount there, and that sale will go all the way through the end of the year.
Yep, till December 31st. Yep.
Through the end of the year, starting on Friday, on Friday, day after Thanksgiving, on Black Friday, and then also, as you were mentioning, the 12 days of Christmas. So if you're out there and if you're not following Cindy on social media, make sure to do so. Give us your social media plugs one more time, and where everybody can follow along and see what you're up to each and every day. Because we were just talking before, and you can give a shout out to the marketing assistant that you have working with you, who does a really good job helping you out with a lot of your stuff.
Yep. I owe a lot to my marketing assistant, Gia Blair, and she is a rock star. So I am very grateful for having her on my team and just coming up all these great ideas for me. And we do a lot of collaborating together, and it's been awesome. So I'm really grateful to her. So yes, you can find me on my website that we're looking at right now. Also, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram, and I am on LinkedIn as well.
Great. We can find Cindy all over the place. And honestly, someone, as you've seen and heard in this conversation now, and those of you who are listening to the show, you've probably heard Cindy on here a few times through the year. So nice, kind, genuine. She's not going to BS you, because that's not what you need when you're dealing with this. You don't want someone giving you the runaround. You want someone that you can trust. And that's exactly what you got here, Cindy. Thank you so much. Before we get out of here, is there anything else you wanted to mention before we finish up?
Nope. I just wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to everybody, and just thanks everybody, to all my family and my clients and my friends, just for supporting me. Coming up on 8 years already. Wow.
That is just unbelievable. And congratulations and continued good luck to your husband, Jack Carava, out there, who many know, a former trainer over there who's doing a great job now as a jockey agent. And I think he's continuing to add to his crew. So great job for Jack, and shout out to the rest of the family. Hope Brittany and everybody is doing well. So please send them my love. And thank you so much. We will make sure to continue to direct people over your way. CindyCarava.com. That's the easiest place, the website we're looking at right now, where you can get all that great information. And the time is now. In the next 6 weeks or so, you'll get a little bit of a discount from Cindy if you want to get involved with her and buy the Black Friday sale and the services and the market. It is the right time as the economy starts to trend back the right way. You want to jump in right now, strike while the iron is hot. Cindy, thank you so much. If you and I sat here, we would probably talk for an hour, and we would start talking about the Dodgers.
Yes.
We would start talking about Christmas movies and Christmas music and everything else going on.
Yeah. Thank you, Gino. I so appreciate your time, and thanks again for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you all so much again for joining us. CindyCarava.com. That's the website. Full service realtor. Anything you need, she's going to take great care of you. So have a great Thanksgiving, Cindy. Tell everybody I said hello.
I will. And same to you, Gino. Thank you.
Folks, thank you so much. And make sure That's What G Said podcast. Download, subscribe. Some of you are going to be hearing this on part of the podcast too. So you're probably thinking, what's going on? We're hearing this on the podcast anyways, but we're repurposing this for some video and for some audio. So have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll be back again with more of these interviews, more of these live streams very